Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Willard Eudora in Grand Theft Auto Online. Kind of an interesting car. It's the only new vehicle from what I can tell with the Los Santos Drug Wars update, The Last Dose, which of course comes out today. There is an update week this week. I will be covering that, and then I am going to be covering everything to do with the Last Dose second part of this supposed update. So anyways, we'll get to that in a bit, but to start off with, we're going for some arch covers. Not a big fan of any of them, so the secondary doesn't look too bad. I'll go primary actually, because I'll probably switch, or no, I think I will go secondary. Yeah, let's go secondary. Armor all the way up, of course, for the brakes as well. Of course, we're going to go all the way up on those. For the bumpers, we do have front and rear bumper options for this vehicle. I really like the look of the lowrider bumper. I think I'm going to go for a primary lowrider bumper. That's going to look pretty good, I think. For the rear bumper, what do we want to do? Ooh, we can do the classic with the spare, or the vintage bumper with the spare. Kind of like the vintage bumper with the spare. At the same time, I feel like maybe going for a primary rear bumper might be a little bit better, but you know what? We'll go for the classic bumper with the spare, I think, for today. For the engine, we're gonna go all the way up on that. The exhaust, we have a few different options that we can choose from here. That's actually a pretty cool one. We got the side exits as well. That's pretty neat. I feel like I kind of like the look of the chrome exhausts, so let's do those ones. For the grill on this thing, we got a lot of different options actually. These are pretty cool looking, I have to say. I think for my car, I am going to go for the secondary aggressive grill, I should say, because I feel like it's gonna make the car look a little more interesting. So let's do that. For the hood, we have a few different paint options. I do kind of like the look of that. We get the ribbed hood as well, which is pretty nice. The primary chrome ribbed, secondary and primary chrome trim as well. We also have the primary and secondary double vented hood. That's also pretty decent. The primary center trim molding. I really like the look of that. Let's go for that one. That's a pretty cool customization option. For the lights, we are going to go xenon. For the livery on this thing, we have the basic pinstripe livery. That's kind of cool. It just does the front and the back. Pretty decent. Got the thick white striping as well, the outline white striping, which is on the hood and the sides. The red striping, which is the same as the white, just in red, of course. White flame, red flame as well. We got the elaborately orange pinstripe as well. It's kind of cool. Los Santos shapes, that's okay. The classic blue pinstripes. We got the classic green. Downtown Cab Company. Oh, interesting. So this is another downtown cab company vehicle, so that's kind of cool. I think on this, I want to go for the basic pinstripe, so let's just go for that one because why not. For the mirrors, we have a lot of different options here actually. I have to say, I think that I kind of like the primary classic mirrors. Let's go for those ones. For the plate, yellow on black, of course, although we can't even see it because of the spare wheel, but that's fine. I think for the coloring of this car, I would like to go for a Torino red for the primary, and for the secondary color, I would like to go for an ice or frost white. I think ice white though. I think ice white's going to look a little bit better. So let's do that. The trim color on the interior, let's go black on that. Don't want to go too crazy with it. We can also change it to a secondary roof if we want to. Kind of looks good, kind of don't like it at the same time. Let's just keep it stock, I think. The roof accessories though, we can add some different options on here. Surfboard and a bunch of luggage and stuff like that. Small roof rack as well. Kind of like the small roof rack. Let's go for that option. For the sunshades on this vehicle, we can add one on. I actually don't mind the look of it. Let's go for the classic primary sunshade. And for the suspension, of course, we are going to slam this thing all the way down. I think that's going to look pretty good. Race transmission. For the trim, we can do a chrome lower trim, a primary trim plate, or of course a chrome trim plate. I kind of like the primary trim plate. I feel like that's kind of cool, so let's do that. Turbo, let's put that on this thing as well. For the wheels, I feel like some lowrider wheels are going to look pretty good on this thing. I don't mind the look of the wired actually, so we could totally go for that. The fresh mesh as well doesn't look too bad. What about, ooh, you know what, the low fives kind of look pretty good in my opinion. Let's maybe go, let's go low fives. I don't think I've ever used these rims before, so let's do that. Let's do those in a black, I think. Bulletproof the tires. I'm not actually a fan of that wheel. I don't think that it looks super good. Let's go to the muscle category and see if we can choose something a little better. Maybe the muscle freaks. those are kind of okay. I don't mind that. Let's do that one. And of course for the windows, we could tint these all the way out. I think I'm going to go for a light smoke on this thing today because I feel like limo tint on this just doesn't quite make sense. But I think that does look pretty good. So I think that's pretty much it for the customization. Let's take this thing outside. Let's see how it sounds. And of course, we're going to do a full review on the car as well. In the sunlight, this thing is looking pretty mean. Oh, and I've got the survived $999999999 bounty. Awesome. That's super sick. Thanks, Rockstar. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this vehicle. The sound on this car, I would say, is nothing special. However, I don't know if you guys just saw that, but this thing does do wheelies, so that means it's in the muscle car category, and apparently it just climbs over vehicles. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but yeah, I just kind of climbed right over that guy, so that was kind of interesting. You know what, now that I'm looking at this thing, I probably should have removed the Pinstripe livery that I went for, but you know what? Oh well, it kind of works. I will say this thing is very fast off the line when you do the wheelie. It grips up really nicely, and the wheelie like kind of holds at like a good angle where the car's not just like riding on its like rear bumper sort of thing. However, yeah, it spins out a concerning amount. Oh, I've survived the bounty again. That's awesome. That's gonna be nice to deal with all day. Yeah, this car is interesting. It costs $1,250,000, which I think is a pretty steep price, all things considered. It's definitely a very cool looking car. I do like the look of this vehicle. The tail end of it is extremely lenient. It really wants to just slide, and it's not really a controlled slide either, which kind of bugs me. So that's like this is like, that's close to undrivable, unfortunately. Very cool looking car. I do like the customization options that this thing offers, but under throttle going through corners is a bit of a chore, I would say. Maybe with a different suspension option, maybe if I raised the suspension up, it would have been a little bit better. I'm not expecting this thing to handle like a race car or anything, you know. I'm not expecting it to be like an F1 car. I know it's based off of a probably 1950s, maybe early 1960s vehicle. So you know, I'm not asking for a lot here, but I'm also not expecting a lot. It's just unfortunate because this thing, it could be so good if just the handling was just a little bit better. Like I said, maybe keeping the suspension raised up a little bit would have helped with that. I can't confirm that right now. Obviously, I can just give you the thoughts that I have on the car while I'm driving it. But overall, like, it's not bad. But for $1,250,000, it's kind of just one of those cars that you can just like not buy. I hate to say it, but it's just it's nothing special. There's you know, tons of cars in GTA that look pretty similar to this thing, that have pretty much the same customization, but they cost a fraction of the price, and they also don't just spin the tail out on you like they did right there. And okay, yeah, awesome. Oh, another bounty. Awesome, sweet. Yeah, guys, unfortunately, this car is just not super great. I really can't say that I recommend it to you guys. I personally wouldn't buy it again, knowing what I know now about this vehicle. So if you guys are low on money, I'd say especially do not buy this thing. You're not going to get anything like positive out of it, I would say. It doesn't do anything super well. Like, the acceleration is good when you wheelie. I'll demonstrate that for you guys again, but beyond that, the top speed doesn't seem very high. Like I said, the wheelie is good, but it's only good to a point. Like, it's good until you know, touch the front wheels onto the ground again, and then it's like slow. So for $1,250,000, performance-wise, which you probably expected, this vehicle is just not worth it. But even as just like a fun car to have or drive in GTA, I just can't see why you would buy this over like almost any other car. Like even when I think about it, like the Vapid Peyote is like a car that's like arguably just as good as this thing, but with better handling and almost the same customization. Like, this thing is not really special. If you guys want it, of course, buy it, feel free. I'm not going to stop you. Obviously I can't stop you, but if you are like wondering should you buy it, you know, I'd say absolutely not. This vehicle has not really impressed me, sadly. So unfortunate. I was hoping we were going to get some more vehicles today that I could review for you guys, but sadly, this seems to be Rockstar's only offering for the day so far. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for the customization and review on the Willard Eudora. Yeah, just kind of a car that you can probably forget about. I wouldn't recommend picking this thing up. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you learned something, if you enjoyed the video, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike, of course. I'm going to be covering all of the Last Dose Part 2 DLC that is dropping today. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.